Do I need to write any inches? I could write 0, but I don't think I need to. And this would be 1 foot, 1 inch. You can write them with me. And 1 foot, 2 inches, and 1 foot, 3 inches. And then it skips over to,
1 foot, 10 inches.
okay. Now, do you remember my little strategy for showing you how to figure out the inches? What I did was I just took this number and subtracted 1 foot from it. So 20 minus 12, what's that?
8.
Okay. Now we're ready for 2 feet. 2 feet,
1 inch.
1 inch. 2 feet.
2 inch.
Now I'm going to subtract, instead of subtracting 1 foot in inches, I'm going to subtract 2 feet in inches. So that would be 2 feet, and then 30 minus 24 is, okay, you kind of know what you're doing?
Yes.
All right, so I think I'll give you 3 minutes, and I'm going to pause the recording until it's time to grade this thing. Okay, answers for side A. What do I need to start with? Number 10. 2 feet 6 inches, 2 feet 10 inches, 2 feet 11 inches, 3 feet, 3 feet 1 inch, 3 feet 10 inches, 3 feet 4 inches, 4 feet. 4 feet 10 inches, 4 feet 1 inch, 3 feet 11 inches, 4 foot 2 inches, 1 foot, 1 foot 5 inches, 2 feet, 2 feet 4 inches, 3 feet, 3 feet 9 inches, 4 feet, 4 feet 11 inches, 5 feet, 5 feet 4 inches, 5 feet 8 inches, 5 feet 11 inches, 6 feet 1 inch, 6 feet 8 inches, 7 feet, 7 feet 6 inches, 8 feet, 8 feet 4 inches, 9 feet, 9 feet 9 inches, 8 feet 8 inches, 7 feet 9 inches. Okay, answers for side B. 10 feet, 1 foot, 1 foot 1 inch, 1 foot 2 inches, 1 foot 8 inches, 1 foot 10 inches. 2 feet, 2 feet 1 inch, 2 feet 2 inches, 2 feet 10 inches, 2 feet 6 inches, 2 feet 11 inches. 3 feet, 3 feet 10 inches, 3 feet 1 inch, 3 feet 4 inches, 4 feet, 4 feet 1 inch, 4 feet 10 inches, 3 feet 11 inches, 4 feet 2 inches, 1 foot. Okay, top of the next column. 1 foot 4 inches, 2 feet, 2 feet 5 inches, 3 feet, 3 feet 6 inches, 4 feet, 4 feet 11 inches, 5 feet, 5 feet 3 inches, 5 feet 7 inches, 5 feet 10 inches, 6 feet 1 inch, 6 feet, 6 feet 5 inches, 7 feet, 7 feet 5 inches, 8 feet, 8 feet 3 inches, 9 feet, 9 feet 7 inches, 8 feet 7 inches, 7 feet 11 inches. So let's take a look at problem 1. Liza's cat had 6 kittens. Liza and her brother weighed all the kittens together. They weighed 4 pounds 2 ounces. Since all the kittens are about the same size, about how many ounces does each kitten weigh? Now, this says about, but we are not going to estimate. So I want to tell you why we're not estimating. Because don't we usually estimate when we have about? The reason it says about is because we're going to assume that each kitten weighs the same thing, even though they probably don't. Okay? In order to weigh kittens, you can't really weigh them with pounds. Because they might weigh less than a pound. Correct? So you've got to weigh them in ounces. They must have put them all on the scale at the same time. Correct?
Yeah.
So the first thing we have to figure out is how many ounces is 4 pounds. So to do that, I'm going to do a little, let's put our tape diagram on there first, because we'll need it. Like my tape diagram tool?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do a little math for the 4 pounds. So 4 pounds equals blank ounces. Remember how we do this? And then what do we have underneath it? 3 equal signs. Very good. Okay. And so the next thing I need to do is change this to 1 unit. So 1 lb equals how many ounces, boys and girls? 16 ounces. So what do I multiply together, Diana? What do I multiply together? 4 times 16. Does anybody know that? 32 plus 32. What's that? 64. Okay. So my answer is 64 ounces. Now, why didn't I use a fraction? But tell me why I know that.
Because 1 pound does. 1 pound is bigger than ounces.
Okay, so if I start with pounds that's larger than ounces, I don't need the fraction of a number. Okay, so now I have a total. My total amount that those kittens weigh is not 64 ounces. What is it? Plus 2 ounces, correct? So I got 66 ounces. So that's my total. All right? You with me?
Yeah.
Now, how many kittens were there?
6.
6. So how many equal boxes will I need? 6. And the question says, about how many ounces does each kitten weigh? So I want to do the unit thing. We have 6 kittens, we're calling them units, equals 66 ounces, correct? How much would 1 kitten cost? Weigh. Okay, what am I gonna do here to solve this? Multiply or divide? Divide. So I'm gonna do 66 divided by what? 6. So my answer is 11 ounces. Think you can handle a problem like that? All right, let's look at the next one. It's a little different. Okay, so a container of oregano.
That's spice.
Yeah, it's a spice, and you put it on pizza. I know that. In pizza sauce and spaghetti sauce.
It's like Prego.
Maybe that's where they got the word Prego, is from the spice oregano. Good thinking, Brecken. Okay, so a container of oregano is 17 pounds heavier than a container of peppercorns. Peppercorns are kind of like those things you grind up to get black pepper to come out of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Their total weight is 253 pounds. The peppercorns will be sold in 1 ounce bags. How many bags of peppercorns can be made? Okay, this is a pretty good problem. So I've got oregano and peppercorns, and I need 2 tape diagrams. Just make one for now for the oregano. And it says the oregano is 17 pounds heavier than the peppercorns. So I'm going to do peppercorns, and then I'm going to do plus 17. What do you think? Okay, so for the second tape diagram, where should I stop it? Right where my dotted line is, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so now here's what we know. We also know that together these weigh 253 pounds. Now we've got to take this down to 1 unit. Okay? So the first thing we have to figure out is what is here. So how could we figure that out? You want to try? Henry?
Just minus 17 to 200. That's what I was
Okay, so that's going to give us, actually, we have 2 question marks, don't we, boys and girls? Yes, I'm going to erase that P. We've got 2 question marks. We need to know how much each of these is because we have to take it from the total. So Henry says subtract 17 from this. You guys agree?
Yes.
I see regrouping. More on the floor, go next door. Did you do that math? Okay. So now we have 236 pounds, right? Did I subtract correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 units equals 236 pounds. Now, where did I get my 2 units? The peppercorns and the oregano minus 17, correct?
Yeah.
Because the total for these 2 would be 236, okay? So to figure this out, I've got to take it down to 1 unit because they're it says 1 ounce bags. Well, let's get 1 unit. Don't need an S on unit. So what's 236 divided by 2? Anybody know that?
118.
Let's see if he's right. You think he's right? Going to do a little long division here. I'm going to do it quickly. Is he right? Okay, so each one unit, the peppercorns, is 118 pounds.
And then don't we decide the 17 to 118?
No. You don't even need to know oregano because the question says how many pounds of how many bags of peppercorns can be made. So I've got 118 pounds of peppercorns, correct? Okay. What's it asking me for?
1 ounce.
1 ounce bag. So what do I have to change it to? Ounces. So which one's larger? Pounds. So I'm not dividing. I get to multiply. Okay. So 1 pound equals 16 ounces. Chris, what's my multiplication problem here?
16 times 118.
Good. This is standard algorithm, and it's also what? Turtle head. And it's easy. There's a lot of ones. So figure that out. Don't look at mine till you're finished, please. Seriously. Is that the answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1,888 ounces. So how many bags can they make?
188.
1,888 bags. If I were going to write a sentence, that's what I would include in my sentence. Okay, let's look at the next page. This one is really beneficial to us because I think we have a ribbon question on the test. So I'm going to read the ribbon question. Each costume needs 46 centimeters of red ribbon and 3 times as much yellow ribbon. What is the total length of ribbon needed for 64 costumes? Express your answer in meters. So we're going to switch from centimeters to meters when this is all over and done with. Okay? So the first thing I have to figure out, let's do red and yellow ribbon. Okay? And it says each costume needs 3 times as much yellow ribbon as it does red ribbon. So I'm going to make my red ribbon, take diagram, pretty small. Then how am I going to make my yellow one? 3 times as long, okay? So I'm just going to eyeball that. What do you think? That right there? Okay. And then this one, I'm going to divide into thirds. We have a total again. Actually, that's our question mark. So this is one costume. We need to clear that up. It's not all 64 costumes. It's just one. So one costume needs what? 46 centimeters of red ribbon and 3 times as much yellow ribbon. So what would I put in each of these boxes? 46. You guys are so smart. Now it says I've got to figure out 64 costumes, but before I can do that, let's figure out one costume, okay? So what's my multiplication problem to figure this out? 46 times 4. Need them all, because you have to have red ribbon and you have to have yellow ribbon. So one costume, correct? Let's call that 1 unit. Needs how many centimeters? Huh?
184.
184 centimeters of ribbon. We have to figure out 64 costumes. So that's going to be 64 times 184. You got it? Am I right? Okay, so how are we going to solve that one? Turtle head. Going back down here again where I was last time. 184 times 64. Check yours with mine when you're done. Did I mess up? Okay. No decimal in this, right? Okay. So the answer is 11,776 centimeters. Now what do I have to do? Convert it to meters. I like your vocabulary. So this is equals blank meters. Now we get to use what we learned yesterday. Which one of these measurements is larger?
Meters.
Meters. So if I start with the smaller measurement, I'm going to multiply times a number less than 1. So help me out here. 1 centimeter, Talon, is how much of a meter?
100.
1/100th. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to take 11,776 without a comma times 100th. Are you getting to where you can do this in your head a little bit? Okay. How did you feel about that one? Let's do the next one. Notice there's no exit ticket today. We're just practicing. This is a pretty good one. It's about making juice. Kind of like a real world problem.
I did this at home.
Huh? You do this at home. You make juice from concentrate. Okay, so I'm going to get this out of the way. It says, when making a batch of orange juice for her basketball team, Jackie used 5 times as much water as concentrate. You know, concentrate is that frozen stuff. Okay? There were 32 more cups of water than concentrate. How much juice did she make in all? Oh my goodness. Purple because aliens don't wear hats?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so let's start with the take diagrams. So what are the 2 things we have? We have concentrate and we have water. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first take diagram is little. And then how many times as much water did she have?
32.
No?
I mean,
5 times as much. So I'm going to eyeball this and kind of try and make it 5 times as long. Really don't know how I'm doing.
What is concentrate?
It's that frozen stuff. I didn't make mine quite long enough, did I? But you get the idea? This is 5, and this is 1. So we have a total of how many? 6. Okay, now what do we know?
32 more cups of water than
This is 32 cups because it says more cups of water. So we can figure that out. How would I figure out each of these if I know this total is 32? I can do it in my head. Talon?
You look up there, there's 16 cups, and you do that times 2.
In a minute. Okay. I just want to know what goes in each box. I can do it in my head. It's a math problem. Lane?
8.
Is he right?
Yeah.
What math problem did you do, Lane?
32 divided by 4.
32 divided by 4. So each of these is 8. What do you think the others are?
8.
8. So now we know. I'm trying to look at the question. How much juice did she make? Can't I just do 6 times 8?
64. Oh, wait, no, 48.
So she made 48 cups of juice, right? There's going to be more. Yeah. We have to change cups to quarts. Now we're going to use the diagram with the G on it. So all I have to do here is 48 cups equals blank quarts. So the strategy's the same. Which one's smaller? The first measurement or the second one? Is cups or quarts smaller? Cups. So the first one's smaller. That means I'll need a number less than 1. So we've got to figure out, I'm going to draw this.
Isn't it 100?
How many cups are in 1 quart?
4.
4.
Then it would be
1/2.
So you're getting closer.
1/4.
1/4 of a quart. Now I'm going to do 48 times what? 1/4. I'm going to pull a stick here. Lane, what's 48 divided by 4?
Oh,
You got it. So 12 quarts is how much she made. Or 12 quart containers
I
she
thought
could
you
fill.
wanted me to say what, like the.
Okay, how are we doing?
Okay.
We're done.